Hello everyone, I am Corinne from PNP Tribe and PNP411.com. As you can tell, I'm a hot mess. Just got done with my workout. I want to tell you guys about this new Peloton bike that I have. It is pretty ferocious, and I got it because I've been looking at getting it for over a year now, and we went to the mall and they had one to like a store where you could try it out. So I hopped on, fell in love, and was like, boom, getting it. So I bought the Peloton bike. This morning I did a ride. It was called, I don't know, some hip hop ride with Robin is the trainer. And like the whole time she's like, get it. And I mean, it was the jam song. So I'm 2 minutes late because the last song was like one of my like all-time favorite club songs. And I was up like, I gotta finish this hill. No excuses. So sorry I was a couple minutes late. I want to talk today about excuses because this is the time of year that all of us use Christmas in our families and what's supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year as some kind of golden egg excuse to give a crap about our bodies, about our time, about our mind. We break all of our habits and we think like, y'all, you're treating the holidays, one, as if it's a fact. They have to be so stressful that you must eat your face off all the way through it. No. I don't give a shit how many family members you have and how many parties you've got. And if Joe Blow is too cheap to bring in real food for the potluck and he just keeps popcorn tins everywhere, it is not a reason to gain weight. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes like March or April and it's time to start busting out some spring clothes, are you going to want to be like, you know what? I'm so glad none of my clothes fit because Christmas is stressful. No, but that is exactly what you do during the holidays. Literally, you guys, when it comes to weight loss, the holidays are not a shock. They're not a surprise. The last I looked, I'm 44. I've had 44 Christmases. It is not like, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You've had as many years of your life, practice runs on how this one can go. So if you want to do something, rather than like, I heard this morning, don't pay me in your excuses. When you tell me why you're not losing weight, I don't want your fucking excuses. That ain't payment. You know what payment is? Hard work. You looking back on the last Christmas and asking yourself, why did I eat? What strategies did I not put in? What do I need to do this Christmas to make it different? And I'm not asking you guys to like roll up in Christmas and be like, oh my God, I'm on a diet. I hope everybody has salad. I am not saying that, but that's not what you guys do. Here's what everybody does. I either have to like be perfect and be some kind of saint and martyr all the way through the holidays because I think that's what losing weight during the holidays means. Misery and restriction. Or it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be miserable. So what I want to do is I want to be extremely extreme all the way through Christmas so that on January 1, I'm bawling my eyes out wondering why I never get my shit together. I am just going to tell you right now, there is a lot of in between for you. You do not have to be an extreme. You don't have to be restricting yourself of food. You also don't have to restrict yourself of making healthy choices. Restriction plays on both sides of the fence. So you need to look at what side are you going to be on. I'd much rather you guys just walk down the middle of the road. There's nothing surprising about what I teach you. I teach you to make a plan, a doable plan. There's not one place that I ever say in my free course or in the podcast that you have to cut out food groups, that you have to stop eating things, that you have to do all this other shit. All I ask of you is to make that doable, realistic plan. And a lot of you forget what the important part of that is. It's so that you start teaching yourself how to just do what you say you'll do. You also start teaching yourself how to be not so fucking black and white. For most of you, I promise you this is what happens. Your weight loss is going to be paid in full by the amount of discomfort you're willing to go through. The problem is you guys aren't applying the right amount of discomfort. You're going to extremes. You're either like, I'm all out and I'm just going to eat my face off, or you're like, I have to be super restrictive. I want you to be super uncomfortable with meeting yourself where you're actually at, following your doable plan. Guys, I promise you, for those of you, like, this is what happens in my tribe. All the tribe members who are like, I don't know where to start, Corinne. I just seem to can't get it together. Push play, module 1, unit 1. You start at the basics like every other fucking person that's lost 100 pounds. You don't get a special pass for any reason. Everybody has to go through the exact same steps to lose their weight. You might as well just start doing them. And the very first one for every single person that I know that's lost over 100 pounds, myself included, is on day 1, they had to do a little better than yesterday. They did not start like where Corinne is at 100 pounds down and 13 years in. They started on Corinne's day 1. You're going to have to start on your day 1. Your day 1 is a little bit better than yesterday. Period. That's doable. And let me just tell you, you're going to be extremely uncomfortable, but not in the way you think. You should not be uncomfortable because all of a sudden you've ripped every food out of your regular menu and you're eating like somebody you don't even know. You should be uncomfortable because a doable plan for most of you is going to trigger this thought. Well, that's not good enough. Holy shit, it's going to take me a long time to lose weight. If you're thinking that, you're on the right damn path. Don't stop. If you're thinking, I can't do this for the rest of my life, this is crazy, I shouldn't have to live like this, you've gone too far. That's not called doable. Doable should feel like it's doable, but it should bring up drama that it's not right. And I'm going to challenge all of you to think about this. If you know so fucking much about weight loss, why are you still trying to lose weight? If everything you know is so grand and good, then just do that. But if you can't do those things, start with step 1 for every single person. Commitment to a doable plan. You just write your damn food down for the day. That's it. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Don't sit there and tell yourself a bunch of shit that it's got to be like keto. It's got to be, clean eating. It's got to be all these things. No, it does not. That's literally all it's going to take. And if you do that through the holidays, I swear to God, if every one of you who's listening to the words coming out my mouth, if every single day you actually wrote down a doable, executable plan, and then the next day you did it again, and all you did was look back at yesterday and be like, did I do that or not? If I did, high five. If I didn't, what could I tweak today? You'd all lose weight through the holidays. Period. Every time someone's not losing weight, I ask them, oh my gosh, can I see what you've been writing down? I don't have it. And it's like, yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock. You don't know what you don't know. So it's just important that during the holidays that you blow past your excuses that this won't be good enough, that the holidays are too hard. Ain't a damn one of you so fucking busy that you can't spend 90 seconds writing down what you're going to eat for the day. If you're that busy, you better be out saving the damn world. Like, you come to me and tell me you're out saving the world, because that's about the level of busy you need to be in order to not write down what you're going to eat for 90 seconds a day. And that's all it takes. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Kathleen, she's not lying, y'all. Following a plan isn't always easy, but it works. So while I'm looking for questions, if you want, and you're new to me, you can listen to my podcast, Losing 100 Pounds with Fit and Fat. You can go to iTunes to find that. You also can go to phit.click/podcast. And this live, guys, for all of you who come to my lives, if you miss them and you want to just listen, you can also catch them on Saturdays on the podcast. Every live that I've done for like the last 18 months has been rebroadcasted on the podcast. The Friday live is the one that I do with my co-host, Kathy. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Stephanie. Let's see. Love your energy this morning. Thank you. I literally was like kicking butt on that. I ran for 30 minutes and then I jumped on the bike for 28. All I had time was for 28 minutes. And I was hip hop fooling in there. I'm going to tell you that Peloton, the two things that I have a nice home gym that I've constructed over 10 years now. But I will tell you, probably if I only could have three things in my gym, it would be my Nordic Track incline trainer. I get nothing out of this, guys. So I'm just telling you what I love. I also would keep that Peloton. It's been such a game changer, and I've only had it for like a week, but it is motivating as hell. And then my dumbbell rack. So I have a set of dumbbells my husband gave me for Christmas a few years ago that go from all the way from 5 to 50. Like those three things, I could have that and never need anything else ever again. I have other stuff, but those are my absolute go-tos for everything. Christmas is only one day. This is what I'm learning. I don't have to indulge from Thanksgiving on. I will plan some holiday treats, but won't feel Christmas like it's 30 days long. That is the truth, guys. And that is one of the things that my tribe just got through finishing. Their course for November was handling the holidays. And one of the exercises I take them through is actually seeing on paper how many times they literally have food. Like, I don't even want to call it obligations, but it's like, all right, I'm going to the party. I will be at family members' houses, because we blow it out of proportion in our mind. If we think the holidays are surrounded with food, you will notice Christmas M&Ms on some jackass's desk. That's not the holidays surrounding you with food. That's you not being aware that it's only a few days. Like the client that I remember the most had 9 parties one time. When I had everybody do the exercise, she had 9 different parties and family gatherings she had to go through in the month of December once. And I said, well, even at 9, you still got like, what was it, 20 something days, 21 days to do it right. Not bad. And of those 9, you're only eating like 1 meal a day. It isn't like all meals are like, oh my God, I got to start eating at like 5 in the morning and go till 10 o'clock at night. It's like, no. But in our brains, when we are determined the holidays are an excuse, guess what happens? We notice every freaking temptation, every urge. You'll walk through the grocery store and think that there's a reason or an excuse to buy some freaking holiday cookies that are not even good. But if your brain is set that, fuck it, it's the holidays, can't do nothing about that, my big ass excuse, you're buying bullshit and you're eating bullshit and you're setting yourself back. That's your damn fault. That's your fault for not admitting the truth about the holidays. If you think they're only about the food, you need to check yourself. Because what's going to happen is in March, you're going to be teaching yourself that all holidays are about the food and stuff. And then come March, you're going to wonder why you can't get your shit together. Right now is why you can't get your shit together. How you're looking at this time of year is like what you do now is directly going to impact the spring version of you. She doesn't need to be super thin. She doesn't need to have lost all of her weight. You know what she needs you to do? Show up now. She's like just sitting there like, oh my gosh, will you please not eat Swiss rolls just because this time of year they're red instead of brown? Let's see. The restriction thing is a biggie. Thank you for addressing this. I tend to restrict in response to wanting to celebrate. I don't eat out of negative emotions. I eat when I'm happy or positive. I'm going to shock you here, Jessica. You're probably eating out of negative emotion too. I'm just saying that whenever you're restricting, it's because you feel like you can't handle or that you need to cut back or you don't deserve. There's something negative going on. And when you're happy, like if you're truly happy about something, you don't need food to cap it off. You need to look at your reason why you're actually eating when you're happy. I would ask myself that. Like when I'm happy and I want to eat, it's probably a lot of times, guys, like here's like a missing piece. This is what I teach inside the tribe. We do mostly mental work inside there. Out here, I just kind of rant and rave and kick your ass and drop all that shit. Once I get in there, I start asking more questions. And one of the things I would ask is, all right, if you're so happy, why not just not eat? See what you're trying to fulfill there. For a lot of people, what happens is they think they're happy. They're happy after they eat because they were missing connection and they feel like the food connects them rather than actually building connection. I would just ask myself, you know what I'm going to do? Next time I'm really happy, I'm not going to eat and just see what happens. And a lot of times too, it's your resistance to feeling a negative emotion. Like, well, I don't want to feel deprived. I'm going to tell y'all right now, just because you don't eat a slice of cake after dinner is not what we call deprivation. We like to think it's deprivation, but guys, I want you to think about what true deprivation is. Not having the cake, because if you want to lose weight and say you're not going to have cake, don't allow yourself to tell yourself you're deprived. Just tell yourself the truth. I didn't plan for it. It feels like ass not having it because I just want it. I'm not deprived. I just really want it bad. And when I really want something and I'm not going to give it to myself, the price I pay right now is not liking the choice. You're not supposed to like the choice in the moment. A lot of you, like tribe, you know this. You want me to tell you something that when you don't have what it is that you want, that somehow you're going to feel amazing about that choice. Like, oh, and it's so easy to not have that now. It's like, no, that's not happening. Not for a while. You know how you get to where you're okay with not having it? By not having it a bunch of times and hating every second of it. That's how you get to where it's okay. You have to prove to yourself that it's not the end of the fucking world. But in the moment, that's the way it will feel. And you will tell yourself shit like, we're being deprived. We should be able to eat stuff like this. It's like, no, there's no should. Last time I checked, in the medical dictionary, it didn't say you should have cake in order to live a long life. Like, that is the rules we create to talk ourselves into eating things. I'm not saying you can't have cake, and I'm not saying any of that, so don't misinterpret me. But if it's on your plan, eat it and enjoy it. If it's not on your plan, don't eat behind your own back and dress that pig up in a skirt called, well, I don't want to be deprived. That's just you sexing up, breaking a promise to yourself. Be honest about it. The biggest thing is just don't lie to yourself anymore. Just tell yourself the truth. Because the more you tell yourself the truth, guys, the easier it is to lose the weight. And the truth sometimes hurts. And I want y'all to think about this when it comes to deprivation. Would you ever look at a toddler and they want candy and they're screaming and they're throwing a fit and you're like mama and you're like, oh no, hell. Like there's no way we're eating like red M&Ms at 8 o'clock at night so your ass can be wired all night long. Mama's got to sleep. And they're like, but I'm deprived and I really want it. Would you like, well, okay, I know not giving you M&Ms before bed, that's deprivation. It ain't deprivation. It's they want it and they're throwing a fit about it. And they're going to say that you're a horrible mother and all kinds of other shit. You're doing the same thing to yourself. Don't let yourself talk yourself into shit like that. I told someone yesterday, this is Sarah, the holidays are only 2 days, not a season. She didn't want to hop on my thought train, but I'm so glad I'm on that ride. Lost weight on Thanksgiving. Sure, it's uncomfortable to not partake in the pre-holiday treats, but losing weight in the buildup of the actual holidays are totally worth it. Good for you. Yeah, and most people, guys, I promise you, y'all, they don't give a shit about your train. They're like, I don't want on your train. You know what your train is full of? Honesty. Oh my God, we can't make excuses. We can't just do what everybody else is doing. You mean I gotta think? What? I gotta not have ice cream tonight? That's some bullshit. Like nobody wants on that train. You know why? Because when you're on that train going towards weight loss, part of the currency of getting on board is a lot of being uncomfortable. It's a lot of doing new things. It's a lot of rethinking how you approach your life, how you approach your food. And that stuff doesn't feel amazing at first. It's not that it feels awful, guys. It's just your brain, it's like it short circuits. It's like, why the hell are we now not having ice cream every night? This is crap. You're tired. You deserve it. Everybody should be able to have some ice cream. It's like all of that is just a bunch of thoughts. It also to be like, you know what? Everybody should be able to be comfortable going into any store they want and buying the clothes that they love. That also should be the way it is. Like, no, we're not having ice cream tonight. You know what we're going to have? Tomorrow, believability in ourselves. We're going to trade out tonight's like, this sucks. I don't like it. I'm going to have to just go on to bed, for tomorrow morning waking up and being like, I am like a millimeter closer to this being easier next time. The only way, it's just like, I want you guys to think about when you're working out, like if any of you work out, the only way to get faster at running is to run faster. But when you're doing all of that fast running, those intervals and stuff, it sucks the wind out of you. You don't want to do it. It's hard. But then you eventually start getting better and better and better. The same thing happens with food. You have to be willing to do the intervals of not eating so that eventually you get to where you're just that person who doesn't even want to eat it anymore. I'm not saying that, like, for me, cake and ice cream don't look good all the time. They look great. But I don't feel like an urge. I don't feel cravings for it. I don't feel compelled, or that if I have it, I would be out of control. I just notice it now. And that's the difference. But the reason why I don't notice those things like most people who eat them every night is because for all the times that I decided I wouldn't have it. And that's what you got to think about. Let's see. And by the way, just so you guys know, I'm working on the Back to Basics Challenge information right now. It's going to be a good one. So I am getting ready. The signups, I think, begin December 19th, just so you guys know. I know I'm kind of teasing it out just a little bit, but I do a 5-day challenge before we always open the tribe up. The tribe will open this time on December the 30th, for all of you who are wondering. And then if in between, if you are new to me, go to pnp411.com, take my free course. I always recommend everybody go through that shit first. Make sure you like my message. You get a video, you get a workbook, and all kinds of stuff. If you do that, then you will for sure be invited to the challenge. The challenge builds off that free course. In the free course, I talk to you about just like a little bit of planning, but we talk about commitment and showing up for ourselves. We talk about the real baby steps of what it takes to lose 100 pounds. And then when you go through the challenge, we go through 5. Oh my God. I'm going to whip some busy cow ass. My busy cow's giving me all these notices for everyone on my team right now. One of the things that the free challenge does is it puts you into a group setting, allows you to work through it together. I'm live each day. You get a video, all kinds of goodies. So you'll hear more about that as we get closer. A PNP groupie, is it Charisse? She's down 32 pounds since August. She probably took that free course, y'all. pnp411.com. You're an amazing woman. So thankful for your expertise. Let's see. I truly need to sit and do a whole day and just listen to all of your Facebook Lives. Y'all, you can do that. Just put them things. I have girls, a lot of my clients that are in the tribe during the holidays when they were doing long drives, they literally queued the podcast up and they just listened to it all the way to where they were going and then all the way back home. And they're like, put me in the mindset I need to be in. Like, because here's the thing, when you hear it, it blows those excuses out of the water. You'll hear us, like, I swear I talk about excuses probably half of the podcasts. I talk about excuses. I call out excuses. I name the most common ones. And I tell you about how to think about it. It gets it like teed up in your brain so that when you say it, you're like, oh, that's that shit that girl was talking about. And she said to think about it like this. Maybe I'll try that on. It can't hurt. The only way my podcast will hurt you is if you are not used to the F word. I'm just going to say, I use it, and just know that and embrace the suck of it. If you don't like cursing, here's what I suggest. Just don't listen. Seriously, there are great people out there who are doing amazing podcasts on weight loss. I'm sure you can find one of them too. Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea. So I get to see Chelsea on Sunday. We're having a tribe meetup and we're doing some vision boarding. We're doing a tribe-wide live stream event for all of my private members, and the Nashville girls are coming, and we got a banquet room at the Marriott, and so we're going to do vision boards together all across the country. So it's going to be really cool. But she says no excuses. I'm getting busy every single day. She's only down 119 pounds, y'all. Just saying. Is Missy on here? If Missy's on here, she's one of my mentors, and she's down 137. Let's see. Stephanie is down 50 pounds since May. The podcast is Losing 100 Pounds with Fit and Fat. PHIT-N-PHAT. Mary's been following the plan and lost 20 pounds. I don't bullet journal, but I use a P&P planner, the one that I only sell to my tribe members. I use that faithfully. I also, for business, a lot of people ask me what I do for business. I use the Michael Hyatt Full Focus Planner for that. But for my personal stuff, I use our P&P planner because it has like all of the thought work questions in there. It's a really good guided planner. A lot of the girls on here, if any of you are using it, I know a lot of our girls use it. But if any of you are in here, you might want to talk about that. Is there a group in your tribe for hyperthyroidism? We don't have a group for that, Cindy. We have a group that's called Special Diets. It's where most of my hyperthyroid girls are going to be in that group because they need to follow like some of them do no sugar, no flour. Some of them do, oh gosh, what is the one? Shit. Oh my gosh. Oh, just some of them do gluten-free. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word gluten-free. Dear Lord. Some of them are just gluten-free, but we have like a group for that. We have some subgroups, but we have lots of people who have hypothyroid. I mean, a butt ton. That, PCOS, blood pressure, cholesterol, I mean, diabetes. You kind of lump everyone into that category. We have quite a few girls that have MS. We have a few now with cancer. We've been working on some stuff around that. Good morning, Queen. I used how can I feel full of love instead of food this holiday? That is a good question, Amber. That's a really good question. Heather, I just hit my goal, 85 pounds, finally at 150. Now the part I've never been able to do, maintain. Your words are motivating me to stay on track. No excuses. Good deal. That is super impressive, Heather. If you are a tribe member, make sure you're posting about it in the Queen's Club, because in the Queen's Club, that's where we talk about maintenance and stuff like that. Sometimes I struggle with sticking to my 24-hour plan, even though I make them doable. I really want to get good at doing what I say I will do. What can I listen to or review to get my mind working that way? It's just going to take literally, it's doable. Now the next step for once you've really I really have identified I'm doing doable plans. That's not my problem. My real problem now is my willingness to be uncomfortable with my plan. Because what you've done is you've removed, this is the key, Sierra, and for all of my girls that do this. The key here is that we want to remove one obstacle that's like what I call the fake obstacle. The fake obstacle is I've set my plan up based on perfectionism, and I've set my plan up based on what I think should be happening and stuff. And I want to break the habit of that because that's terrible thinking on anything, right? So we've got the plan based on what it is, it's like, yeah, this is very doable. Now my work is showing up for it every day, working on my excuses around that. You need to work on why is it that I don't want to do what I say I will do, even when I've set it up, knowing it is absolutely the best for me and it's absolutely doable. The answer to that is going to be everything for you. What is it? There's partly, it's just going to be I just, if you're just say that your thing is, I just want it. Well, why do you just want it? Why do you feel entitled to just have what you want in the moment versus if I'm going to feel entitled, I want to feel entitled to have the weight loss I really want. The other thing too, this is kind of getting heady for the public life, but the other thing that we've been working on and exploring is you have to have a reason, like a super compelling reason. That's why I always tell you guys, make a big long list of compelling reasons. Because for you, Sierra, in the moment, you're going to have to identify what it is you want so bad that supersedes doing what you know you are capable of doing. And then you're going to have to come up with a compelling reason that literally says, I'm more important than you. Like, your compelling reason in the moment right now is taking you off your plan. Like, we all have reasons. And whatever it is you keep telling yourself in that moment, that's your compelling reason to break the plan. We need an equal or better. You actually need a better, I think. You're going to need a better compelling reason for that moment. So it's like, it's taking our compelling reason lessons and like turning the heat up on it. It's like, we all know compelling reason is important. First of all, we got to identify why. Like, that's in the No BS course. The second thing is, now that we have our why, now we need a bunch of whys. So that's like the next level. It's like, okay, so now I'm going to come up with lots of compelling reasons. And we did that work a few weeks ago. The next level is to figure out, it's like, here's the compelling reason I have for breaking my plan. And now I need to really work on a reason that I'm going to be able to say in the moment that is going to like slap that one in the face and be like, all right, we're going to tell the truth right now. This is what we really want. Are we willing to feel like ass right now? Because that reason has to say, like, it's so important to feel like butt right now. You will feel better, but not right now. You don't get that right now. When you did contests, what cardio weight routine did you do? Oh my God, like that was back in the dark ages. I'm wanting to compete as motivator to keep going, and I was curious. I lifted 5 days a week, so I just split my body parts out, and then they had me do cardio every single day, so I had to do fasted cardio in the morning, just whatever it is you like. There is no like, now I did this a long time ago, but there's no like one cardio is better or not. It's just get on there and sweat. And then as I got closer to competition, then they had me doing cardio after weights too. I'm just going to say, like, that sucked. I wouldn't advise that for anyone, and it was not sustainable. You know, when you compete, just, I don't know if you know this, Rachel, but you're going to get down to a certain weight. You're going to gain 15 pounds back. Like, here's the thing. I wouldn't use a competition as motivation to lose weight. Compete because you really want to compete. If you're using it to lose weight, then when you're done and you have to rebound the weight, you don't have a motivator to like, you're just going to set up a lot of like really disordered thinking around it. Hire a coach too. Don't do this on your own. Look for a reputable coach. There is, you can look up Team Haynes Training. They're really good here in the state of Tennessee. I would look them up, but I would never tell anyone to compete without one. I mean, you just shouldn't. You have to get like under body weight, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and your mind has to stay right. There's a lot of mind management. It's just tough. Like, I look back, I never say I regret anything, because I don't regret anything. But would I ever do it again? I would be a strong no. It just is so much. And it, like, I had a lot of, like, this was before I really started understanding how my brain worked. When I did it, coming off for like a couple, 3 years was really hard on me mentally. Like, it was just tough. It was not worth the price to just do it. But I did learn, here's the other thing though. I learned so much. Like, I really got into food prep back then. I can look back on it and tell you all the amazing things about it in terms of stuff that it helped me with. Like I became I really learned how to food prep and cook. Those kind of things. I really fell in love with weightlifting and stuff. I wouldn't trade any of that for the world. But I could have also done that without competing. The things that I had to trade, that it taught me, like, I had to do so much mind work around body image and stuff. It's really hard to get that thin and then like have to like legit gain the weight back because you're underweight. I just felt like I was like getting fat again. And I had to really work hard on that. It was tough. I'm stuck between 180 and 170. Just keep bouncing back and forth for months. I'm noticing it's mental. What do you suggest to break this 10 pounds? Work through the mental shit. There's no tricks. It's like when you lose, but like you say, like when you get down to 170, what bullshit are you telling yourself to take your foot off the gas? Notice what that is and then refuse to take your foot off the gas. That's really what you're going to have to do. So Haley is actually out saving the world. And so she's not going to use Christmas as an excuse. She's actually out saving the world doing the California wildfires, eating at food shelters. She still lost a pound. She wrote down her food when she could and made the best choices. That right there, my friends, is someone who says, oh yeah, like I missed a few days of journaling because I was battling wildfires. Not, I missed journaling because, I had to fly to my mama's house and I knew she would be a bitch. No. Here's a groupie who did the free course. She's down 70 pounds. I'd choose, I don't know what that says. So thankful I found you. This was the first holiday that I dealt with all the feelings better than ever. Somebody said I literally just stopped to write down my plan. Had an emergency surgery to remove my appendix on Saturday. I hope you're doing better. Your energy is what I needed today. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see. Shawnee, changing my thought work with your help and journaling and writing my 24-hour plan is everything. She's a tribe member. Christy, I'm glad you needed to hear this. Once I lose, I do the how much can I eat now and get away with thing. Yeah, but here's the thing you need to tell yourself. I'm not getting away with jack shit. If I'm overeating, what the hell am I getting away with? You know what you're getting away with? Extra pounds on your ass. You just need to tell yourself the truth. It's not a matter of how much can I eat to get away with. If that's what you immediately think, you didn't learn how to lose it the way you would live it. Because you didn't learn how to eat what your body needed. None of us are needing to eat what we can get away with. Like one of the other things I hear people say all the time is like, well, like I weighed in and I overate and that didn't hurt. It didn't hurt anything. It's like, yeah, it did. It hurt your commitment to eating to what your body needs. It hurt your commitment to showing up for yourself, even if you're not going to take a ding on the scale. Like always remind yourself, it's bigger than just the food, guys. Losing weight is about that relationship you're cultivating with yourself. What are you teaching yourself? What are the things that you're saying to yourself? You don't have to feel bad about thinking those things. You need to be very aware that you think that. And you'd be like, you know what? Sometimes I think, I wonder how much I can eat right now and get away with it so the scale doesn't move. It's like, I'm not getting away with shit. My ass is going to know. Eventually the scale will know because that habit, the habit of testing the waters of overeating, somehow never kind of pays off for me in the long run. We have to get out of like the immediate stuff, guys, and we have to start thinking big picture. What am I teaching myself overall? When doing the food journal, are you writing down the calories with them? Karen, no. Go to pnp411.com, take my free course. You'll figure out how I teach things. We don't teach calorie counting at all. I don't like math. I really think I just love the taste of food. No underlying issues, but you say that's not true. Will you talk about that? Yeah. Quit eating the stuff that you really like. All of a sudden, your underlying issues will be like, boom, loud and clear. Like, y'all always act like it's so hidden. It's so secretive. It's like, ooh, where is it? You know the reason why you don't know what your underlying issues with food are? Because you're keeping yourself fat, dumb, and happy eating. It's like, yeah, donuts taste good. You are not special. None of you are. Everyone who likes nachos, wine, beer, candy, chips, hamburgers, mac and cheese, all that stuff, that shit tastes good to all of us. Every single part. Nobody's sitting around going, you know the reason why I'm so overweight? I totally hate nachos and macaroni and cheese, but I just eat it because I feel bad. No. When you feel bad, guys, hardly anyone is sitting around like scarfing down the baby carrots. We always eat shit we like. So don't use that as an excuse. So now quit eating those things you love that are making your butt big. And then grab a piece of paper and hang on, Sally. Because what's going to happen is every bullshit thing you really feel on the inside will come up. And then it won't be like, oh my God, I took away my ding-dongs and suddenly realized I was abused as a child. No, that's not what happens. You take away the ding-dongs and all of a sudden your toddler brain throws a fit. And it says, it's not fair. We really like them. We should be able to eat shit like that. I don't know why we're not doing it. You don't need to lose that much weight. It's the holidays. You'll feel bad because you don't get to do what other people are doing. Like, that's the drama that will come up. Don't be sitting there thinking that you have to be some miserable bitch on the inside in order to be an overeater. You're just telling yourself right now, well, I must not have any problems because I really like food. Hey, every overweight person, including myself, we like food. I'm going to tell you right now, I love it. If I could drink a bottle of wine every night and get fat, man, I'd be all in. I'd be like, let's do that. No. And I love wine. I really love it. And when I'm drinking it, it ain't because I'm like feeling terrible. It's like, woo, I really like it. It's got a good buzz. That goes down smooth. I don't like the repercussions of it. And when I don't have wine, you know what I tell myself? Oh, it's so hard to unwind. I mean, oh my God, it was a long day. Seriously, you work so hard. Like, you're going to be live like 3 times today. Probably should just drink some wine tonight. We'll like lay in bed, laugh and giggle too. May even put you in the mood for sex. That's the shit that will come up. And you'll be like, well, I'm not having wine. It's like, well, so are we going to try to have like sober sex? What? I need to relax. That's the stuff that will come up. And then you start being like, well, yeah, we're going to have some sober sex. One more thing that I've got to do today. That's the drama that will come up when you allow it. Like, that's how I uncovered that I was drinking to have sex, because I was just like calling sex one more thing on my to-do list for the day. When I was drinking 2 and 3 glasses of wine, it was like, ooh, I'm in the mood now. Had to figure out my shit so I could do my shit right. Let's see. When I truly make a decision and imagine what I'm going to do or not, there is no drama, no resistance, taking me a while to figure out the difference between making a decision and negotiating with myself. Let's see. What is a good time goal for cardio? Whatever you want to do. Exercise is so not important when it comes to weight loss. I don't even like to throw out numbers and stuff. I think if you just want, like for me, I aim to do 30 to 60 minutes a day of exercise because I like it. And during that 30 to 60 minutes, 1, I ain't got to talk to no damn body. 2, I listen to my best booty jams, or I listen to music that gets me geeked up. 3, I like watching myself in the mirror. I mean, I love lifting weights because I get to look at the pipes. I mean, I work out because I just enjoy it. But if you're going to be like, well, I got to get something out of this exchange, here's what you get out of the exchange. Feeling good. Don't even think for a hot second that your workouts have jack shit to do with your weight loss. The more you separate those two things out, the more likely you are to lose your weight for good. Get your food under control. Get your brain under control. Go work out because you love yourself. Let's see. I never realized I was eating behind my own back, but it's so true. Like hiding, eating the cake and cookies from everyone else makes it okay. Mind blown. Yeah, like, and one of the things that when a lot of us will say, like, well, no one will know. You'll know. The most important person in the world will know. Never allow that to be an excuse. Never allow yourself to tell yourself, like, well, if I eat this, no one will know. You know. And I would just tell myself, it's like, I don't give a shit if everybody knows. Here's the thing. Unless you care about your opinion, the rest of them don't matter. Not one bit. I would much rather see you guys work so hard on leveling up your opinion of yourself, making your own opinion matter, listening for what your opinion of yourself is, and fixing that shit. Do that work first, and then magically, all the other opinions in the world start aligning correctly. Because here's what will happen. When you start working on having a solid opinion of yourself, when someone says, you look amazing today, it will reinforce you because you already have been telling yourself like, oh yeah, that's good to know. I'm on the right track. And it will feel good rather than you being like, well, I still got like 10 pounds to lose. I hate that. Like, don't do that. Even before you level up your opinion, just say, thank you, I've been working very hard. Start allowing that to sink in. And then here's the other magical piece. That asshole who's going to say like, you sure are fat this year. You should do something about that. If your own opinion of yourself is amazing, you know what you'll think? What a douche. Rather than, oh my God, I'm so hurt. He shouldn't say things like that. I already feel bad. And now I'm just been validated that, yeah, I'm so overweight and I'm hopeless. Like all of your insecurities get reinforced and that's your fault. That's not douchebag's fault. He's just over there being an idiot. And he gets to be an idiot with idiotic opinions and dumbass shit to say. But just because he's an idiot doesn't mean you have to act like one. So don't believe shit that other people say. And the best way to do that is you work on your own damn opinions of yourself. You don't try to change douchebags. Most of you are sitting there like, I want to tell him how it is and rah, 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 rah. It's like, he ain't changing. He don't give a shit about you. You know what he feels? When he tells you that, you know what he feels? Like a know-it-all. Some kind of soothsayer. He's not sitting there going, I wonder how I can make her feel terrible today. He's too selfish for that. He wants to feel something. He wants to feel like a know-it-all. He wants to feel like he's just stating the news. And you're sitting there taking the opinion of an idiot and making it like, oh my God, that must be the news. Like, no, it's not. That's why you work on you. You do you. And then you let other people just think and say what they want. Now, if you want to be like, I'm hurt because I don't like it when my brother says things like that to me. That's fine. I feel hurt because, I would really like to have a brother that doesn't say stuff like that. That's one thing. But saying I'm hurt because he thinks I'm fat, that's you saying, well, I agree. How about we just agree he's an idiot and we wish he could do better? And I would just like to say that when I use a brother as an excuse, my brother does not act like that. My baby brother doesn't even listen to my podcast. He does not watch my lives. He, I get to see him maybe once a week, but my baby brother is amazing. Just so all y'all know. All right, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. I come live every Wednesday. This is the last month I'll be live on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Starting in January, we're bumping it up to 9 a.m. because I have to start taking my son to school again. So my husband takes him on these mornings, but I'm going to need to start taking him. So I have to have enough time to get back. So starting in January, we'll be at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you want to take the free course, go to pnp411.com. That's where you can get the introductory course for how to get started, the key essentials to your mindset that you're going to need, and how to make a plan. And then by the end of the week, how to look back at your plan. And then we will be opening the tribe January. So we will open up on December 30th, and I'll have the 5-day challenge right before that. Share this live, share the podcast. If you want to invite your friends for the challenge, they need to go to pnp411.com and get signed up on the free course first. And that way they will guarantee to get entry. I'll be sending out signups for everything to anybody who has taken the free course. All right, that's it. Y'all have an amazing week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, y'all.